Do you have a message for the communities that these startups are building technology for?
Sure. I have two messages, Swati. The first one is please embrace technology. Uh, it can really change the way you approach disability. Like I said earlier, tech doesn't discriminate, and I have seen a lot of people when they start experimenting, uh, embracing tech, their life changes. See, because what do we need to do? We need to get these kids with disability get better educated.
Mm-hmm.
In COVID times, all the schools are shut. What we're going to do? All the other kids have gone to their digital classes, but some of the schools whom I know who used to provide care and education for special kids or intellectual disabled kids are not opening. So you need tech. There's phenomenal tech that's available where education can be delivered where they are. Yeah. uh, we need all these kids to join workforce. We're talking about 50 to 60% or probably even more kids with autism, they do not enter into workforce. I can tell you a few companies who are really welcoming these kids into workforce, but are we ready? It's not about industry being ready. I can tell you so many people who are ready to employ these kids, but have we done enough to prepare our kids to be ready to do those jobs? And I'm sure we have. I mean, there's no doubt about it, we have. But all I'm requesting is to really embrace the technology. It'll change your point of view. Second, very briefly, I think create a network fund. And by that, I mean, I know there are a lot of investments that go in taking care of these kids with disability and autism spectrum as well. But if you put a little bit money to create that network around the kid, and that network has to be thought through from a different point of view. So I'm sure you have a lot of special educators in your network today. You have a lot of NGOs in your network today. You have a lot of government folks who probably have some policies around. You have awareness around it. You have parent groups already who are helping co-create solutions or helping each other out. This is all great, and this is going to be continuing to be your foundation to it. But the moment you create a network fund, and which essentially means that expand that whole network. So one part of it is startup tech, but there are other people who are going through the similar experiences, probably connecting people not only in India but globally can open some eyes. I mean, I met phenomenal people outside India who are living their lives independently.
Mm-hmm.
They are working as C-level executives in some of these tech companies as well. And it is phenomenal to take some of these examples in India as well, right? Where there's so many folks. So if you connect with some of these role models, for example, and have your kids talk to some of these role models, and some of it you are already doing it, but if you're not, then I have seen it is one where the parent always talks to the kid. It is people like you and me who talk to the kid, but there has to be somebody who's role model in that whole spectrum who can talk, and the influence he or she will have on, and the opportunities he or she will open up will be really, really much more than what it is today.
Um, what about with respect to the startup world? Is there something you'd like to add about that?
Yeah, lots to it, but I'll summarize in three points, Swati. See, when you talk to any of these startups, and especially it's an India phenomena from last few years, everybody wants to become a unicorn, which is essentially the $1 billion valuation size. But if you were to choose an animal, be like a camel. Okay, I grew up in Rajasthan, Jaipur. I can tell you, camel has amazing resilience. It's a very smart animal, and I think what today we need with startup is a lot of resilience, especially during COVID time. So that's one. Be the camel, yeah, while you chase the unicorn. Okay. Second is amplify. Whatever you do, you have to amplify. If you have 100 users, think of 1,000. If you have 1,000, think of 10,000. If you have 10,000, think of a million. Whatever. You have to amplify because the problem which we are tackling, especially in disability, is very, very large. So don't just get satisfied by getting 100 users. So really amplify not only users, products, thinking, really, be at the forefront of bringing new ideas, but really amplify anything which you do because the problem which you're dealing is very large. So that's second. Third, which I see it every day working in startups, there are they have a whiteboard where they write their priorities, and I can tell you there's no white space left in that whiteboard. So ruthless prioritization. I think prioritization has stopped working. You have to be ruthless about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do not do it, given the limited resources you have, suddenly you realize that you are making progress. So I'm sure there's a lot of phenomenal work happening, but are you making progress? Do you really have defined the goals? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have a 30, 60, 90-day plan? And anything which you did today, is it getting you and your company closer to that goal? Yeah, so ruthless prioritization.